Now at 6, let's take a look at the scene of a car crash in Route 2 in East Hartford. Things are just starting to clear up there now. Fox 61's Glenn Kittle is out there. He'll give us an update on the road conditions in just a few minutes because it is a bit slick out there.
You can see the flashing lights are still going, still a problem there. Well, good morning to you and happy Wednesday. Yesterday was a doozy, kind of for lots of people. We're glad you're starting off your new morning with us here at Fox 61 and Fox 61 Plus. I'm Erica Arias.
And I'm Bridget Piorlo. Definitely take it slow out there. Conditions are a little slippery in some spots. Rachel Piscatelli has a look at the conditions and also what's the day looking like today?
Yeah, today's not going to be a bad day. It's cold this morning, and yes, we have those icy slick spots as we had snow, and we also had some melting yesterday afternoon, and then we also had, or yesterday evening, just before that everything wrapped up this overnight, we did have those slick roads start to develop because the temperatures fell below freezing. Right now, we have temperatures that are in the 20s and 30s with a mostly clear sky. We also had some earlier snowflakes that were coming down too, so some lighter snow showers that may have added to the slick conditions. 32 in Norwich, 31 in Willimantic right now, 31 in Hartford, and 26 in Torrington. Wind speeds are up now anywhere from 10 to about 20 miles per hour, and that's adding to what it feels like outside. So for the kids at the bus stop, you want to plan for the 20s now. Watch out for those side roads. Your first steps out the door too, those could be a bit tricky. Partly cloudy this afternoon. Temperatures struggle though only in the mid to upper 30s. Less wind is expected into the afternoon and over the evening. Wind chill values though will be in the teens and the 20s this morning, into the upper 20s to near 30 this afternoon, and that's about it. Heading through the overnight hours tonight, we're dipping those numbers back into the 20s, and then we'll see our numbers back up to around 39 to 40 in the afternoon. There could be a chance for a few snow showers tomorrow morning and afternoon too, so it's not a widely spread issue, but it is something to watch. And then heading into Friday, we do have a winter chill. Single digits in the morning, only getting up into the upper 20s in the afternoon. We'll talk about where we go from here coming up in just a bit. Here at 6:02, we are following that one crash, as you just heard Bridget and Erica mentioning, over on Route 2 this morning. It is slick out there because of all of that snow and rain and freezing rain we got yesterday. So eastbound, there is a crash out by 3, although it does look like this is clearing as we speak. So a live look outside showing you a different vantage point of that crash that has cleared, but Glenn will have a live report on what he's seeing out there this morning. New Brand Ave to the Hartford Tunnel is 6. Glastonbury to the Founders Bridge on Route 2 West is a 7-minute drive. Over to you.
All right, Rachel, thanks. Let's get back to that accident you were just telling us about. Again, this is in East Hartford, where there is a blocked lane right now due to a crash. Let's send it out to Fox 61's Glenn Kittle. He's out there right now. And Glenn, Rachel showed us earlier in the newscast a great traffic camera showing this crash happen, and the vehicle spun around. It was facing the opposite direction of incoming traffic. Just goes to show how slick conditions are out there right now. What else are you seeing?
Yeah, good morning, Bridget. Right now, this crash is completely cleared up. Crews cleaned this up pretty quickly, but as we drove by the crash, as you said, that car is completely turned around. And we did get a quick word with State Police, who said that the slick conditions on the road here this morning definitely played a factor. What it looked like is that the car slid past the bridge or the overpass that's just up here and then went into the wire guardrail that was just shortly down the road from there, kind of right by the on-ramp here in between those exits there. Thankfully, what we saw was the driver is okay, but once again, it's just another reminder of how slick the road conditions can be at this time of morning. The Connecticut DOT has put out warnings for drivers out there. They're telling folks to slow down, be mindful of your surroundings, as well as check those tires, because if you do have low tread in these slick conditions, it just is another contributing factor on how risky it can be out on the roads there. On our drive to work this morning, or on my drive to work this morning, heading up Route 8 and then on to I-84 heading eastbound, road conditions were ultimately okay, but once again, you're still running into those slick spots on the off and on ramps. I did experience one getting off on the way to work, getting off on Capitol Avenue. Just a couple of slick bits there, but definitely want to slow down and take it easy on your drive this morning. We'll continue to keep you updated on the accident here, as well as all the road conditions across Connecticut as we learn more. But right now, live in East Hartford, Glenn Kittle, Fox 61.
All right, Glenn, thanks. It was a winter wonderland in northwestern Connecticut yesterday as school was out and shops tried to keep up with the delivery rush. Shop owners say on snowy days there tends to be a rise in delivery demand as most people bundle up inside and shop online. On the other hand, those who were lucky enough to have the day off from school yesterday, a lot of them got out of the house to play in the snow.
What do you like about snow days?
I like that you can make snow angels and you get to maybe like do snowball fights and like you get to like eat the snow.
Oh, and snow angels are the best. On a serious note, though, if you are out there on the roads today, make sure you watch out for black ice. It's certainly more prevalent at night, but it can still linger the next morning.
6:05 now. The snow sent people racing to get one critical machine up and running in case they need to clean their driveways, and repair shops felt the rush. Jay Cofield owns Cofield Sport and Power Equipment in Glastonbury, and he says the past few days are busy as the winter weather inched closer to the state. Now with sales up and repair demand on the rise, his shop is trying to stay ahead of it. The goal of shorter turnaround times means longer days and two constant questions for the shop, which are how many more are coming in for repairs and how long till they're back.
We've been catching up and concentrating on them since the weather forecast last week. So we're down to less than a week on them right now. But that could change depending on the bump that happens.
But what could be causing most snowblower breakdowns? Cofield says he's seeing two separate issues.
In today's small engine world, it's not storing them properly and having fuel issues with them. So, and then a lot of mice nests in them also from where they're storing them.
Spoke with snowblower repair shops in Farmington, Wethersfield, and East Hartford. They all say they're seeing an uptick in people buying snowblowers right now or getting their old ones repaired. You can follow our weather coverage on Fox 61 Plus. We have news and your full forecast updated by our weather team all day long. If you don't already have our app, download it on your TV and watch for free.
We are tracking a developing story out of East Windsor this morning. Police spent most of the day yesterday searching for a missing man. Now, this is who police are looking for. He is 20-year-old Julius Stokinis. He is about 6'2". He has brown hair and hazel eyes. Police say his family last saw him in Enfield Monday. Yesterday, officers found his car. It was burned. This was near the Scantic River State Park, just near the Enfield town line. And for most of the day out there, our news team saw up to 10 law enforcement cars on the scene, and there were also at least 5 canines used to search the park. Police had to deal with rain and snow out there, and that made the search difficult. Police tell us this is not an active crime scene. It's a search for a missing person. If you know anything about his whereabouts, please call East Windsor Police.
6:07 now. A Summers correctional officer is out of the hospital after she was assaulted Monday on the job. It happened at the Osborne Correctional Institution in Summers. Now the Correction Officers Union is calling for changes. Fox 61's Valerie Moravia spoke with union officials and has the latest on what happened.
Union officials are calling on the State Department of Corrections to enhance its staffing and security. Now, they tell me the female correction officer is now home and recovering, but the fight to better protect workers like her continues.
A female officer struggled to save her own life after being attacked by an inmate Monday. The Corrections Union, AFS-CME Local 391, says the incident happened just before 3:30 p.m. while the officer was conducting a security check. Officials tell us she was attacked from behind and dragged by the inmate into a camera dead zone where the facility lacks of any camera coverage and tried to sexually assault her. Without warning or provocation, the inmate began to choke and punch her in the face. The union tells us she fought him until staff arrived and says she suffered a fractured eye socket, plus cuts and bruises. Union President Robert Beeman tells us the union has brought up safety concerns with the administration for nearly a year. Beeman says about a year and a half ago, the DOC assigned 2 officers to that area of the prison, but then cut the patrol down to 1 officer to, quote, save an overtime cost.
We've been telling the administration that this is a problem. We've been saying that this problem was going to happen. We put it out in front of them, laid it out in front of them. We've gone through every measure we have at our disposal through our grievance process, our labor management process, only to have our concerns ignored and now be put in this situation where one of our staff is being carted out of the facility in an ambulance, and it's unacceptable. She's home recovering. Of course, there's emotional scars that comes with this kind of assault, but she's home, surrounded by her family, and she's recovering.
We reached reached out to the Corrections Department about this, and we're still waiting to hear back. In the meantime, the department and the state police are investigating the attack. The inmate is serving 20 years for sexual crimes and has now been moved to a restrictive housing unit. For now, in the studio, Valerie Moravi, Fox 61.
6:10, and later this morning at 10 o'clock, the West Haven Police Department is holding a news conference to talk about the status of a police officer who is currently under review for their actions. The officer was reported by a fellow officer for excessive force use and was immediately removed from duty. That officer was put on leave and turned over to the state's attorney. The West Haven Police Department has applied for the officer's decertification. Now, we are going to have a news crew live at that press conference when it happens, and we'll get you an update with details in our 10 and 11 o'clock shows today.
And police say a Farmington man admitted to killing his own father. A new arrest warrant says Joshua Popularczyk told detectives he thought about doing this since he was a kid. Officers found his father, 62-year-old David Popularczyk, inside their Birch Street home on November 14th with multiple stab wounds. His mother called 911 after finding him. Detectives say Joshua first cried when he heard his father died, but then refused to go to the police station. A neighbor later told police they saw a car racing toward the house that night. Detectives say it was Joshua. When they questioned him, he said, "What do you want me to say?" And then he confessed. He told police his father abused the family and said he felt better that his father was gone. Police say they responded to the home before for domestic violence issues involving Joshua. He now faces a murder charge and is being held on a $3 million bond.